Hey guys, CoffinSkate here with another game collection update. This is game collection update number 12, and I got a pretty decent selection of games for you guys. Some Black Friday pickups, some retro stuff as well, but mainly a lot more modern stuff. But some stuff that I think you guys will be interested in. So, without further ado, I'm actually going to start off with a system that I needed to get a new one for, and that is the PSP. So I finally picked up a new PSP. This is a 3000. You can see my face in the camera. But yeah, I finally decided to grab a new PSP because the 2000 that I had was having issues reading DVDs, and finally said, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna get a new one. So yep, so now the main thing I've been playing on here is Project Diva 2nd on here. That's the main thing I've been playing. But I did also pick up a new copy, a UMD only copy of the original Dissidia. I already had the case and manual and everything, but the old UMD that I had was destroyed by my PSP case. If I'm being honest, this is like when I was 10 or 11 at the time. It might have been like 12 or some shit. Either way, so finally grabbed a new copy of Dissidia. I also bought this digitally so I can play this in multiplayer. I have my save file in both my Vita and my PSP, so. But yeah, love this game. If you're not familiar with Dissidia, it is essentially a fighting game with RPG elements. It's a lot like, kind of like a arena shooter, arena fighter, but a lot more slow paced. So way more slow paced than I remember it being. So don't get it twisted though. It's not like it is absolutely boring as shit to play. It is very fun. So, but I had not played this game in years, so needless to say, I'm really rusty with this game. So, but love Dissidia. And I always played as Cloud in this game, but I don't know, that was the only character I was really familiar with, him and Sephiroth. So, and also Squall from Final Fantasy VIII, who I knew him as Leon from Kingdom Hearts. But I digress. So, next I picked up Gran Turismo 7. For the PS4. Now, I would have waited to pick this up for the PS5. However, Best Buy was having one of those deals where it's like 10 days of video game deals or what have you. And this was on sale for $10. And I figured, you know what, $10 for the PS4 version, pay $10 on PSN to get the PS5 upgrade. Really couldn't complain. So I haven't played this all too much, but I do think the music rally mode in this is actually quite fun. So, which for those of you who haven't played this game, essentially it's that mode where you pick a song and it has like it picks a track for that song, and then there's a timer that starts off at the BPM the song is at, and it counts down in time with the music. You basically have to drive as long as you can before the timer runs out, before the song ends. And when the timer, like I said, it counts down, but you get more time back as you hit the checkpoints. So it's a little bit more of an arcadey sort of racing sim mode. But yeah, the music rally mode in this is quite fun. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it. It's a fun game from what I played it. So still need to pick up the Gran Turismo movie. I actually really enjoyed that. So all right, next, Condemned Criminal Origins for the Xbox 360. I picked this up with a manga and a lanyard. The lanyard is Persona 5 themed. It has Morgana on it. I also picked up the Demon Slayer Kimetsu Academy manga. It's volume 1, but I didn't bother bringing it out because I have to go through hoops and ladders just to get to it. But anyways, basically it's buried in one of my fucking drawers. But anyways, so yeah, this is a game I initially played on PC, believe it or not. Played this a couple of years ago, and it is an awesome survival horror game that has like some detective stuff in there. It's made by Monolith, who most of you guys may know them for the Shadow of Mordor game and Shadow of War. But yeah, this is an original game that they came out with. It was published by Sega. It was a launch title for the Xbox 360. Very, very good. Love the melee combat in this, and it's a pretty visceral game. So if you haven't played it, it is an awesome game. It is backwards compatible with the Xbox 360 as well, so I highly recommend this. Alright, next is Tsukihime for the PS4. This is Tsukihime, A Piece of Blue Glass Moon. So, this is a game that I found out about like a year or two ago. This is essentially a remake of a visual novel from like the early 2000s that, if I'm correct, was only available in Japan. That was a absolutely beloved game. And from my understanding, I could be wrong on this. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I think this is also connected to like the Fate series. And I know this for certain this is connected to the Melty Blood games. But anyway, so this game, it finally came out in North America. Actually, going back to when I was researching this game, I found out about it because of the opening was done by UFO Table, who I don't think I was into Demon Slayer at the time, so I didn't really know that it was the same studio that did Demon Slayer at that time. But yeah, the UFO Table, they did the opening for this game, and I stumbled across it on Twitter, and that pulled me immediately. I was immediately intrigued by this game, so I looked into it a little bit. I don't remember the specific details on this, but I remember it sounding very interesting, and so I was hoping for a North American release, because the North American release wasn't even announced at that time. And got announced, came out like a couple months ago, I want to say back in August, and I made the mistake of waiting too long on it, and now the North American physical copy costs an arm and a leg. It's very hard to find, you can't find the collector's edition anywhere, and so then I went looking around to see if I could find an English physical copy, and I stumbled across this on PlayAsia, which is why there's no like ESRB rating on it. I ordered this from PlayAsia. It's a Asian English physical copy. So yeah, I had no choice but to order it through PlayAsia, and I haven't played it yet. I haven't played it a ton, but I did find out this is playable with a mouse. So, but this will definitely get played. I've been really interested in checking this out. I found out though, thanks to how long to beat, that this is a long game. Like, I want to say, I could be wrong on this. Last I checked, it was like 20 to 30 hours, from what I remember, but I don't know, it's been a while since I checked, but this will definitely get played. Definitely want to play this. I heard nothing but good things about it. Can't wait to dive into that, so. But yeah, that's low-key kind of a secret. If you're looking for an English physical copy, and you missed out on the collector's edition that they released, there you go, you can order that from PlayAsia, so. Of course, I had to pick up Astrobot. Astro's Playroom was one of my favorite PS5 games, and this game was even better. When this game was first announced, I was over the moon excited. I loved Astro's Playroom, so got this game the day it came out. I got it physically. It came with DLC that was a Parappa the Rapper outfit, a dual speeder color, and 2 avatars. And then also came with basically a double-sided poster. So on one side, you got the picture of the ship from the game, which looks like a PS5. And then on this side is a comic that also kind of doubles as the game's manual, because it tells you how to tells you the controls. So, but yeah, so I was absolutely obsessed with this game when I first got it. Oh yeah, there's the disc for it as well. So, but yeah, I was playing this game so much when it first came out, and I ended up finishing it. I platinumed it. It took me about 16 hours, which is perfect for this kind of game. Normally, this will, if you don't try to collect everything, it will probably take around 8 to 12 hours from that's what I've heard. But if you try to do everything, it will take about like 15, 16 hours. So, but yeah, this game, oh god, I loved the absolute fuck out of this game. At one point, this was actually my game of the year, which has now changed, but this game, and I'm going to save what my game of the year is for a dedicated video talking about my favorite games of 2024, but yeah, no, this game wow, the levels are so creative. Easily my favorite level in this game being the casino level. Yeah, the levels are super creative and very fun. I love all the themed levels that they got in this game. One's themed around, I won't spoil all of them, but there's, one of the first ones is Ape Escape, and then there's one themed around God of War, and one themed around, I'll just leave it at that. So, but all the themed levels are very fun. All the different cameos from PlayStation's history, their first-party stuff, from stuff like some of their early beginnings, like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, to their stuff like Gran Turismo. Oddly fitting because I brought up Gran Turismo earlier, but yeah, to stuff like on the PS2, like God of War, fucking. I'm drawing a blank on what else. There's even some RPGs that they published, like Rogue Galaxy, Dark Cloud, Arc the Lad, Legend of Dragoon, and then there's even some obscure shit I did not expect them to even bring up in this game, like Siren. So I am disappointed that there isn't any Twisted Metal in here, but it makes sense because this is made by Team Asobi, who is a Japanese developer, and Twisted Metal did not do very well in Japan. It really didn't do too well in Japan. So needless to say, if I'm correct, Japan only got like the first 2 Twisted Metals, and that was it. So yeah, no representation from Twisted Metal makes sense considering the studio that made this game and where the origin of that studio, where they came from, but where they're from. But anyway, this point being, there's also a lot of third-party representation in this game from like the Persona series or Street Fighter, Tekken, even stuff like Guilty Gear, which was really shocking to see. And there's even some more recent stuff like Stellar Blade and Helldivers 2, thanks to the newly added levels, which are speedrun levels, which are all a blast. I love the speedrun levels. I actually am 1 or 2 seconds away from world record for the ice level. Last I checked. Could have changed since then, but last I checked, I'm like 2 seconds away from about world record on the ice level. But man, I loved this game, and I won't spoil I won't say any more cameos for those who intend on playing this, but oh my god, is this game amazing. If you have a PS5, go and check this game out. It is amazing. You don't even need to be like a big PlayStation fan to enjoy it. This is just such a fun game, and I've seen some people say, oh, it steals from Mario. Well, Mario is a great platforming franchise, and what a great sort of franchise to take inspiration from. I don't understand the whole thing of, oh, it stole from this franchise or whatnot, and I'm like, dude, more like the people who made this game are big fans of those franchises, so I've never really understood that, but absolutely amazing game. I know this game got nominated for Game of the Year. It's not my personal pick now, but man, I absolutely see why people would pick this as their Game of the Year. It is so, so good. It's like the Mario Galaxy for the PS5. It's so good. Would I say it's worth getting the console for it? It depends on if you're interested in the other games that are only on PS5. Stuff like Demon's Souls, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Astro's Playroom, which comes pre-installed with PS5, Stellar Blade, which, spoilers, is a game I did pick up, which we'll see later, Rise of the Ronin. So yeah, if you're basically interested in the other games that are only on PS5, then for sure, yeah, I would say it's worth getting a PS5 for, but now, if you primarily play on consoles, absolutely, considering if you're interested in the other games that are on PS5, like Helldivers 2, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, which I know is also on PS4, same for God of War. Yeah, if you're interested in the other exclusives that are on PS5, absolutely pick up Astrobot, or absolutely it's worth getting. But is it worth getting a PS5 just for that one game? I wouldn't go that far, but that's just me. It is an amazing game, though. I'd still highly recommend it. So, alright, next. Went to the flea market, visited a friend of mine's booth, and picked up some games. First off, picked up Dark Souls. I love the Souls series, so I was like, you know what, might as well just add the PS3 version to the collection. I might just collect for this franchise because I love the Souls series a lot, but this one isn't particularly my favorite. I still love Dark Souls 1. It's like my second favorite. Like, if I were to order the Dark Souls trilogy into which ones I like from most favorite to least favorite, it would be, or least favorite to most favorite. Least favorite would be Dark Souls 2, and that would include Scholar of First Sin. Then it'd be Dark Souls 1. Then my favorite would be Dark Souls 3. So, great game though. And this is complete, I only paid like $10 for it, but love Dark Souls. It is an awesome game. I would not recommend playing it on the PS3, but that's also a franchise where I kind of want to platinum all the games across all the PlayStation platforms, but I don't know, it's just like that's like a fever dream to me. But anyways, and then this game is, yeah, kind of already got a tease from it, but or kind of already teased it, but this is a game that I can't play because they shut down the servers for it. It is an MMO that originally came out on PS2, later got a updated version on the Xbox 360, and of course is also available on PC. Final Fantasy XI for the Xbox 360, and this is complete, so it comes with, you know, the boot up disc, the manual, the controls and commands and shit like that. So, and the base game comes with, or this version comes with all three of the first three expansions. So, I don't know, I saw it for like $5, and this is a game I'm fascinated by. I can't play this version. The PC version is still playable, but can't play the 360 version because this version, as well as the PS2 version, had their servers shut down. But this is a game I'm fascinated by. I love watching videos talking about this game, specifically from Happy Console Gamer. I know Maximilian did a video talking about this game as well. So, but absolutely, if this game's servers were still up, absolutely I'd be hopping on this and trying it out just for a little bit. But yeah, maybe one of these days I'll try out the PC version. But for now, I figured this would just be cool to have, even if I can't play it. So, but I like, you know, I've been wanting to collect more for the Final Fantasy series and wanting to get more into that franchise in general. So, now before I forget, actually almost forgot about this. I did finally get a dedicated case for my PS Vita. For the longest time, that PSP case you saw earlier, that is what I was using for my Vita. Surprisingly fits a PS Vita Slim. I would not recommend it, but it surprisingly fits one. But yeah, got my Aqua Blue PS Vita Slim in there, and yeah, I got all my games. The rest of my games are right there. So, but yeah, been wanting a dedicated Vita case for a while, and this thing also needs charging as well. But I figured might as well also go with a blue case. But yeah, and not in the best shape. The seller even stated, yeah, just so you know, this is in rough shape. Even sent me a message saying, you do understand, yeah, this is in rough shape. I'm like, yes, I understand, I still want it. So, because I need a dedicated Vita case, and this is very cheap anyway. So, but yeah, nice hard shell. Nothing really much else I can say about it. So, but yeah. Alright, now moving on. Another new release, Silent Hill 2 Remake. Now, before this game came out, I played through the original Silent Hill 2. To be more specific, I played the HD version, unfortunately, and I won't go into my full reasons into why that ended up being the case, but to summarize, I go through... when I buy a game, if it's a game I'm interested in, I will play it by official means first. If it's available, I will look at the options of playing it officially first before I resort to emulation or playing it on a modded console using ISO. That was the case for Silent Hill 2 HD. At the time, I didn't have an Xbox 360 or an original Xbox. I still don't have an original Xbox. Yeah, at the time, the only affordable option that I had was to play the HD version. So that's why I played the HD version. And to be fair, it's not like, I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. Is it the best way to play it? Oh, fuck no. Having seen the PS2 and PC versions, oh, if you have the choice, do not bother the HD collection. But after playing, I played the original Silent Hill the original Silent Hill 2, just to you know, just so I could compare and contrast the two, kind of just to prepare myself for the remake, and I absolutely loved the original. The original is an absolutely amazing horror experience. So how's the remake? This game is fucking amazing. This game is... it beats out it beats out the original in so many ways, in my personal opinion. First off, one thing is better voice acting, of course, and obviously amazing looking visuals. Soundtrack is relatively still the same, but I love all the new tracks and all the remade versions of a lot of the tracks from the original, which the original had just such a banging soundtrack. Even tracks I wouldn't typically listen to, like White Noise, are fantastic. So I actually love that entire soundtrack. It is so good. So this game, they improved the combat, they improved the gameplay as a whole. They expanded upon a lot of the areas. I've seen some people take issue with the areas being a little bit more straightforward, and I can kind of see that, but I still had a lot of fun exploring the areas in this game, as much fun as I could have, because, I mean, I guess to explain, all the areas in this game, especially in the Dark World, look very fucking liminal and unsettling to explore, but especially in the Dark World, oh my god, the Dark World in this game makes me wish I wasn't born. Like, it makes me hate that I was born. It is so fucked up looking, but in the best way. I absolutely love it. And as someone who loves subtle horror a hell of a lot, holy fuck. Or I should say, like, environmental horror, I guess you could say. I don't know what to really call it, but the environments in this game look fucking trippy and creepy as hell. It's also a horrifying-ass game, to a point where a scene that I didn't really scoff at all too much in the original is absolutely fucking horrifying in this game. The scene where it's James talking to Maria when she's behind bars, that scene legitimately stressed me out playing this game. So, but I loved all the new areas. The gameplay is a lot more fun. It is absolutely horrifying. All the boss fights in this game feel less like enemies and feel more like full-blown events. They are incredible, especially that final boss. Oh my god. So, but yeah, I could honestly go on and on about this game, but I'll save that for a later video. So, because I absolutely love this game, and if you haven't played it, please give this game a chance. I know a lot of people were kind of dogging on this game, like when it was first revealed and first being shown off, but I promise you, this game actually is fucking amazing, and I highly, highly recommend this. Really, the only issue I have with this game is more from a technical perspective, and that this game has some pretty rough frame rate issues. But other than that, man, this is fantastic. I also want to point out, for those of you for all you rich motherfuckers who bought a PS5 Pro, this game apparently has really bad visual bugs on PS5 Pro with the PSSR, or pisser if you want to call it that. So, but just something to be aware of if you're playing this on PS5 Pro. But fantastic game. Oh my god. Easily one of my favorite games of the year. Alright, from one Konami game to the next, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. This actually got for like 20 bucks from Best Buy. Figured that was a perfect time to pick it up. This game is now in a much better state compared to when it first came out. I heard the first game, Metal Gear Solid 1, had some pretty bad frame rate issues, and MGS 2 and 3 only played in 720p for whatever reason, and I'm like, why? So, but since then, this collection has been patched. Metal Gear Solid 1 is in a much better state. They also removed the dumb fuck filter that they put on that game, which I hate when they put filters over PS1 games, to kind of make I guess, add some sort of anti-aliasing to the pixels or what have you. I don't know. It just looked horrid. So I hate when they apply stupid, dumb fuck filters to PS1 games. It looks terrible. Like, when I modded my PS1 Classic, Jiminy Christmas, as soon as I had the option to remove the filter, I did it, and it made games look way better. So, but I figured now was the perfect time to pick it up, finally. And from what I did play, it is cool to be able to play these games on modern platforms. That'll actually be the way I play through or finish up Metal Gear Solid 1, because believe it or not, I did actually get most of the way through the first Metal Gear Solid, but I never finished it. So I got stuck in the Vulcan Raven fight. I got up to that fight, was struggling, and I never went back to it for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it's an amazing game. Now, another game that is amazing, Metal Gear again, Metaphor ReFantazio for PS5, and for those of you who haven't seen it, I did do an unboxing of the collector's edition as well, so check that out if you haven't yet. But, Metaphor ReFantazio, this is my most anticipated game of the year, and man, did Atlus really knock it out of the park with this game. First off, it was a genius idea for them to release a demo. That was actually a great idea, because this game sold sold 1 million copies in less than 24 hours. So, just saying, it was a good idea for Atlus to release a demo for this. And I think Atlus actually understands that now, because they released a demo for Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance on PS5 and PC, so just saying. But anyways, so yeah, like I said, this is one of my most anticipated games of 2024. And man, this game hits this game hits so hard. The visuals, for one, look amazing. The menus, as per usual for Atlus titles or more recent Atlus RPGs from Persona 5 onwards, it just look amazing. I should say like Persona Q onwards, maybe, or like Persona 4. Anyways, yeah, the menus look absolutely amazing. Gameplay it's just the perfect mix of Shin Megami Tensei and Persona to me. They take the SMT battle system, specifically like the press turn system, which is my favorite turn-based battle system ever. My favorite turn system ever. And then they blended it in with the Persona social life sim gameplay. Oh my god, it's just the perfect blend of the two. And so far, I'm absolutely loving it. I love the archetype system, which work more like classes as opposed to... They're like Personas, but they more are like classes, and you rank them up. Yeah, the archetypes are more like classes as opposed to Personas. Basically, you rank them up by, defeat enemies, gain archetype experience, and they rank up, you get new abilities for them. And then all the skills can be inherited onto other archetypes, so they're available on other classes and what. It's a really cool system. So, and at first, not being able to switch between different archetypes was off-putting, because I'm used to that, being able to do that in Persona. However, it makes sense considering that then it would also switch weapon types as well, so, but anyways, yeah, I love the archetype system in this. It's very cool. And, yeah, otherwise, it's basically Persona, but with a SMT battle system, and it is just the perfect blend of the two, so absolutely loving this game so far. Soundtrack slaps so hard, by the way. Oh my god. When you get the chance, look up the battle music for this game. If you haven't heard any of the music from this game, at least check out the battle music. It is so fire. So, really enjoying this game so far. I'm about about 70 hours into it. It is so damn good. Cannot recommend this game enough. And for those who are wondering where I'm at in the game, I'm at Virga Island. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. Alright, next, of course, I had to pick up Sonic Cross Shadow Generations for the PS5. I had to pick this up because Sonic Generations is my favorite Sonic game, and now Shadow Generations is just as good, if not better. This whole package here is now my favorite Sonic game. Oh my god. Sonic Cross Shadow Generations. Now, I love the original game. I love the original Sonic Generations, and it looks even better on here. It runs at 60 FPS. It's beautiful. Just a great version of the game. Shadow Generations is that, but better. It is For one, it's a 3D hub world that borrows elements from Sonic Frontiers, which is also... Yeah, I didn't end up finishing Sonic Frontiers, but I loved the open world kind of feel in that game. So Shadow Generations uses that same system, uses that same hub world, and it is quite fun to explore. But also, all the levels in this game are super fun. The 3D shadow levels, the 2D shadow levels, all the boss fights slap. All the music in this game is so good as well. Yeah, I had such a great time with this game. And they're both very short, as per usual. Sonic games are usually not that long. But yeah, these in particular were actually very short, especially Shadow. Like, yeah, both these were just very short. So you can honestly finish these games in you can finish both these games in one sitting, honestly. So, but yeah, great collection, great games. And the PS5 version, I'm not sure about the other versions, but the PS5 version has an exclusive DLC where it's like a 30-minute OVA, kind of detailing the events of Shadow, or it's like a prequel OVA going over what happened before Shadow Generations, and also Shadow Generations kind of goes more into Shadow's backstory. So, great sort of package here. Highly recommend this. And the Day 1 edition, by the way, comes with like this journal. Yeah, property of Gerald Robotnik. So yeah, I assume this also goes over stuff about Shadow as well, and Maria. And then it also comes with a download voucher for a Sonic Adventure Legacy skin for Modern Sonic, which this didn't work when I went to use it, so I had to contact PlayStation support. And after talking with them, I was able to get this working. So I didn't have to enter it again. It was just automatically added to my PSN account. So, but man, if you have not picked this up yet and you're a fan of Sonic Generations and also love the character Shadow, this is a must. Alright, next, Stellar Blade. This was on sale for like $50. Figured, you know what, fuck it, why not? Been wanting to play this. I really enjoyed the demo for this. It was not exactly what I was expecting. It's a lot more like an action game that kind of feels like a Souls game in some way. But it's quite fun from what I played of it. I do intend on playing more of this because I've heard really good things about it. I've heard the story isn't that great, but the gameplay is actually pretty fire. So that's just what I've heard. So, but yeah, I haven't really gotten around to playing that. But that will definitely get played at some point soon. Honestly, the next stack of games I'm kind of just gonna somewhat speed through because I haven't played most of them. But anyways, next picked up 2 PS3 games from a local game store. Picked up Battlefield 4. This I picked up because they were shutting down the servers for it on PS3, and so I wanted to play at least a couple matches before they did so. And this is kind of fun to hop back onto. Of course, I now have a PS4 version, but this was the version I played a hell of a lot, and yeah, it was fun to just hop onto this for a little bit. So even though I'm terrible at this game now, I'm mostly not that great at FPSs anymore, but this is one where back in the day when I did play this a lot on the PS3, it's actually not bad at it. It's actually pretty good at it. But yeah, I love Battlefield 4 though. It's a fun game. And I also picked this up just for the hell of it, Dragon Age 2, the BioWare Signature Edition with the shiny cover. I know this is not supposed to... I've heard this is not a great Dragon Age game, but figured for $8, really couldn't complain. So, and if I don't end up liking it, well, I didn't really pay too much for it anyways, so. Alright, next, finally picked up a Black Label copy of Final Fantasy VII. This is also a complete copy as well, so it has the manual. And it has all 3 discs as well, so I already have a copy of this on PS1, but it's the greatest hits, so I wanted to upgrade it. But yeah, I love Final Fantasy VII. I admittedly have not finished this game, but this will get finished up at some point. I'm most of the way through it on PS4. Or the PS4 version is the version I'm the furthest into. I stopped at the end of the Forgotten City portion, you know, the end of disc 1. So But yeah, never finished the original Final Fantasy VII, but I definitely would like to before Part 3 comes out. So, which luckily, I'm basically fully caught up on. I basically have just played up until where Rebirth ends, which was at the Forgotten City, which is basically the end of Disc 1. So, but love this game. It's a great game. Alright, next, I wasn't intending on picking this up as soon as I did, but Sega Genesis Classics for the PlayStation 4, and this is still sealed because I have it digitally. But the reason why I picked this up is because this game was just recently delisted. Picked this up before it was delisted just so I could have a physical copy in case I lose the license for it. So, but yeah, this has like 50 Sega Genesis games from stuff like, of course, some Sonic games. Only Sonic 1, 2, 3D Blast, and Spinball for whatever reason, so no Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Has Phantasy Star 2, 3, and 4. I have Phantasy Star 1 on my Switch as well, so I can just play it and play the Switch version that way. A couple Wonder Boy games, the Genesis version of Virtua Fighter 2, Vector Man 1 and 2, yeah, Shining Force, Shinobi, Secret of Shinobi, or Shadow Dancer, Secret of Shinobi, my bad. Shinobi 3, Space Harrier 2, Streets of Rage, all 3 Streets of Rage games, Revenge of Shinobi, that Toe Jam and Earl, man, I cannot speak right now, but yeah, pretty solid selection of Genesis games. Yeah, just wanted to pick up a copy of this before they took it off the PlayStation Store and the Xbox Live or Xbox Marketplace, stuff like that. So, all right, next I was at GameStop. Found this for less than $50. Parasite Eve. It doesn't have the manual, unfortunately, but yeah, I wanted a black label of this, and it also comes with a bonus disc, which has a demo for Xenogears, and then a trailer for Bushido Blade 2, Brave Fencer Musashi, and Final Fantasy VIII. So, yeah, love Parasite Eve. Hoping Square decides to bring this game back, because, my god. For those of you who aren't familiar with Parasite Eve, this is essentially a survival horror RPG. So, it's a survival horror game just with RPG elements. So there's inventory management, there's stats, there's leveling, so really fun game. I absolutely loved it. It's also not too long either. It's about like a 10-hour game, or 8 to 10 hours on your first playthrough, but absolutely love this game. So, and I have this, once again, also have a greatest hits copy, but just wanted a black label. I'm just waiting to find a copy of this for a pretty decent price, and I was finally able to find one. So, absolutely love Parasite Eve. It is such a great game. I also have this downloaded on my PS3 as well. So, and as well as the second one, which the second one is more expensive. Second one can go for upwards of like $100. So, but Parasite Eve with the manual is like a 40 to 60. It's about like MSRP. So, but yeah. Alright, next, a limited run release. Hatsune Miku Logic Paint S for the Nintendo Switch. The first limited run release I have on Nintendo Switch. Yeah, so, and the cart is not in here, it's in my Switch case, but for those of you who haven't heard of this game, for those of you who like Picross and Hatsune Miku and Vocaloid stuff, you will love this. This is a puzzle game that is basically Hatsune Miku themed Picross, and is very fun. I mean, I don't really much to say about it. Great soundtrack as well. So, but also pretty challenging at times. But there's no like, you can miss as many times as you want. Honestly, it's pretty lenient. So, but it's a fun game. Yeah, it's also available on PC and mobile devices. So, but yeah, it's a fun game. I don't really have much to say about it. Very adorable looking game as well. So. Alright, Piglet's Big Game for GameCube, but yeah, I picked it up. So, for those of you who haven't seen the Twitter thread on this, for those of you who haven't heard of this game, I should say, this is a game I found out about thanks to a Twitter thread, as I'm sure most people did. Essentially, what this game is, I don't really know much about this game. I got it, popped it in just to be sure it worked, and that was about it. I don't really know much about this game. I know it's based off a movie, for one. I mean, it has movie, but it's crossed out. But anyways, so the Twitter thread in question was talking about how the music in this game. For those of you who don't know, the music in this game, or some of the tracks in this game, feel like they're straight out of a horror game. Some people even compared this game to it being like a horror game at times. Like, it's not particularly a scary game, but for a kid's game, this is downright like Silent Hill. This is how some people were comparing it. So, and then I heard some of the music. For one, the song Foreboding, if I'm correct, Foreboding 1, I think that's the name. That song was sampled for a track in Silent Hill 2 Remake. I'm not even kidding. Look up the song Chthonic Symphony from Silent Hill 2, the remake, and then look up Foreboding 1 from this game. It will blow your mind. Another thing that will blow your mind is, well, I listened to at least a little bit of every track in this game, and I discovered something really wacky. The song Eeyore's Music Room. Now, for those of you who remember the horror game, or the horror flash game, the House, which everyone and their dog has done like a Let's Play for, the music from that game came from this game in the form of Eeyore's Music Room. I fucking shit you not. When you get the chance, look up Piglet's Big Game Eeyore's Music Room. I couldn't make this up even if I wanted to. So, yeah, like I was checking out a little bit of each song, and that song popped up. I heard the first couple notes, and I was like, no fucking way. So, but yeah, I bought this just out of curiosity. I actually do intend on playing this just to see what the fuck this game is about. So, I'm sure it's awful, but needless to say, when people started finding out about this game, prices on this game started skyrocketing, and luckily I grabbed a copy before this, but I doubt this game will maintain its value for the time being, so I doubt this game will maintain its value, but I'm looking forward to diving into this at some point. I feel like it will be an interesting experience. Okay, of course, I had to pick up the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. I had to pick this up so I could have a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 physically. This also has X-Men Children of the Atom, The Punisher, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, Clash of Superheroes, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, New Age of Heroes, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter. Yeah, that's all that's on here. And this also came with like a mini comic as well. So, which they didn't make like a larger version to include with PS4 version, so it's literally the same as the one that's included with the Switch version. So, they had to grab this. This is why I waited to pick up a copy of this, or waited to buy this. I was waiting for a physical copy. Nowadays, I'm trying to stick with physical as much as I possibly can, so I'm trying to buy more physical games as I am, or as compared to digital. So even though I did buy a couple digital games, like a few hours ago, because they're on a stupid good deal, I picked up Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, and Exodus, because they were like $2.50, and I also bought Indigo Prophecy on PSN. So Soul Hackers 2 for PS4. I mean, it's an Atlas title. I want to collect the Atlas games on more recent platforms, and this is an instance where I was like, you know what? This game goes on sale all the fucking time, so it was like, you know what, $7, why not? So, it was brand new, so, but, I never finished that game, so I have it on PS5. I intend on finishing the PS5 version up and platinuming that version. But if I'm feeling spicy enough, I might play through the PS4 version and do the same thing on there. So, I will say this though, Soul Hackers 2, it's a solid game. You know, it's not my favorite, but I talked about this with my siblings, and he made a good point. Apparently, Soul Hackers 2 is supposed to be more like a traditional classic turn-based RPG, which might be part of the reason why I wasn't like the biggest fan of it, because I was expecting it to be like the Persona games, or SMT, specifically SMT with the press turn system, but it doesn't have that. It has the Sabbath system where when you exploit an enemy's weakness, you basically create a stack of all your demons, and after all 4 of your party members' turns, you kind of do like a what's called a Sabbath, where all the demons you have in a stack do like a high damage attack. So I do want to finish Soul Hackers 2. Maybe I'll enjoy it more with a more open mind now. Now knowing that's supposed to be more like a classic turn-based RPG. Next, WarioWare Smooth Moves for the Wii. I had to pick this up from my friend's booth at the flea market. Yeah, $15. I had to pick it up. I played this game as a kid, and I absolutely loved this game. So, yeah, I had to have a copy of it, and it was so nostalgic to pop this game in, play it for even just a little bit, because this is just such a fun game. WarioWare games are always just a blast to play. They're great just pick up and play games. Usually very simple to just hop in and play them for a bit. So, but yeah, I had to pick this up. I played this religiously as a kid with my siblings as well. It's such a great game. So, oddly enough, the only WarioWare games I actually did play are WarioWare, the Game Boy Advance game, because that was, for those of you who don't remember, they did the whole ambassador program on the Nintendo 3DS, where if you got one before, like months before they even released the eShop, you would get like a sort of digital certificate and then 10 NES and 10 Game Boy Advance games. So, yeah. Alright, next, Dragon's Dogma 2. Picked this up for $35 from GameStop. I loved the demo for this, so I really wanted to pick this up. I hadn't played the original Dragon's Dogma, which I did play the demo for that as well. But I didn't really completely understand how those games played. I never really got around to playing the original Dragon's Dogma. I have Dark Arisen on PS3, just never got around to playing it. So I played the demo for this, and I was surprised by how fun this game is. From what I did play, to me, this just gives off, like, to me this feels like a more RPG version of, like, a darker, more RPG version of Monster Hunter with, like, a kind of like an open world setting. So I'll definitely be playing this. This will be one of the next games I play after I finish up Metaphor. So basically, within the next month, most of my time will be after I finish Metaphor, most of my time will be dedicated to Stellar Blade, Dragon's Dogma 2, and Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, because I also have to play that too. Alright, next. This is what waiting gets you, people. Final Fantasy Pixel Remastered, or the Pixel Remaster Collection from PlayStation 4. Now, for those who don't remember the whole thing with this game, this was originally a Square Enix Store exclusive that was only available in limited quantities. And because of that, this game sold out quick, and now copies of the original print go for hundreds of dollars on eBay. So I was like, nope, fuck that. I'm not paying scalping prices for this game. I'm gonna wait and hope and pray that they release a physical copy. And they finally did. I did wait a little bit, and got this for basically half off. Got it through Woot, actually. It's the first time I ordered from them. And yeah, thanks to my discount, or thanks to having an Amazon Prime account, only paid like $35 for it. So, or no, a little bit over that. But yeah, it's Final Fantasy 1 through 6, physically on disc. Does It Play did also do a report on this, and it's the 1.0 build that's on the disc, so it doesn't have the more recent patch, but the 1.0 build does not have any issues or anything. It's completely playable. I could be wrong on this, but I think the 1.0 build doesn't have the pixelated text. I could be wrong on that. Like the text or the font option that they added. But yeah, I have this digitally though, so this will be staying sealed, but I want to have a physical copy of it. Just again waited. So yeah, this is my fuck you to scalpers. So yeah, and unfortunately, when I got it, the disc was loose, but was able to set the disc back in there. So yep. And then another game, Alan Wake 2, the deluxe edition for the PS5. This I also got on sale. This is a Black Friday pickup. It was like $50. I don't remember where I ordered this from. Yeah, I actually want to say I ordered this from Best Buy. Could be wrong on that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyways, so this game, admittedly I've not played through the first Alan Wake, but this came with a download voucher for Alan Wake Remastered, which I got through PlayStation Plus, but this is also like a way to just have it, have the license for it on my PSN account. Eventually, one of these days, I will see about getting Alan Wake Remastered, but this is just an instance where it's like, you know what, fuck it, it's on sale, might as well grab it now. So I've heard really good things about this game. But yeah, apparently I think it's the Lake House expansion isn't on the disc. I think that's the one. But yeah, I will be playing this. I'll first play through Alan Wake. Yeah, this will definitely get played at some point because I heard really good things about that game. Next, I'm now on the Balatro hype train. Yeah, I only played this for like less than an hour the other night, but man, wow! I see why this game was nominated for Game of the Year. Oh my god! So for those of you who don't know what this game is, roguelike poker, plain and simple. I'm not like a poker guy. I've not really played much poker, but wow, I see why people were hyping this game up. There's another Black Friday pickup, is like $20. Also comes with like 10 physical cards, so and 2 sort of booster packs, but these will be just staying sealed. But wow, what a unique concept that works so well. So I didn't finish up my, I ended up getting a game over on my first run, as I'm sure most people did. But man, it's fun. And I found out about this from my FGC locals I go to. I had heard about this game in passing before then, but someone started this game up on their PS5, and that's when I found out what this game was, and I was sold just from that. Just from the little bit of gameplay I saw, oh my god, I was sold. So this is fun. I definitely intend on playing more of it. I actually play a little bit more of that tonight before I go to bed. But anyways, last game. This is why I waited quite a bit just to do this video. Star Ocean: The Second Story R, finally picked this up for like $20. VGB had this on sale. Tried to order this from Amazon, however, this started selling out everywhere. So as a last resort, I ordered it from VGP. This took forever to show up, but I ordered this before. I want to say I ordered this from like before Thanksgiving, and VGP was doing their Black Friday sales already at that point, so it was sold out everywhere. So I ordered it from there. So I played the demo for this last year, and I loved the demo. I thought it was very fun. So this is the very first Star Ocean game I actually tried out, and I will definitely be playing this. This will get played at some point. It's going to stay sealed until then, but yeah, really enjoy the demo, so this will definitely get played at some point. So that'll be the first Star Ocean game I play, so looking forward to trying that out. Alright, there's one non-video game related thing here that I want to show real quick, that one of my siblings got for me. This is a metal fig of Optimus Prime from Transformers. Huge Transformers fan, love Transformers, yeah, so this was a really nice surprise. One of my siblings got this for me, so massive thank you to them. They'll probably never see this video, but yeah, Was honestly thrilled to get this. Optimus Prime, I know it's a cop-out answer, but Optimus is my favorite Transformer. I don't know why, I always loved his design, and Peter Cullen, his voice is so iconic for the character. Anytime I think of Optimus, I think of Peter Cullen. But yeah, it's, oh my god, this, and it's also got some weight to it as well. But yeah, and I guess the reason for me getting this was because we also watched Transformers 1, which is so far the only movie that's come out this year that I've actually watched. We saw it twice in theaters, and we watched it digitally, or when it came out to streaming, and then I watched it again with one of my friends. And oh my lord, it is the best Transformers film I've watched since Transformers the movie. It is so fucking good. If you get the chance, please actually watch Transformers 1. I know that first trailer may be off-putting for a lot of people, but that movie was actually fucking amazing. Please go and check it out. It's so damn good. Absolutely loved it. It's such a great sort of prequel to the Transformers, seeing how Optimus and Megatron came to be. Is such a good movie. So I could sit here and rant and rave about it, but I got 2 more things to share with you guys, and this video is already long enough. So this first thing here, hoping I didn't disconnect my microphone, is the Bloodborne Complete Strategy Guide. Now, I don't really have much Bloodborne merch. Aside from this, I have like a t-shirt that I bought off the Yeti. Off the Yeti.com. It's the... I've worn it in past videos. It's the one where it's the doll with the sort of slug from the true ending. But yeah, I had to get this guide. It is a thick-ass guide. Heavy as fuck. This covers, of course, the base game, but also covers the DLC as well. So, and this has tons of stuff in it, from maps, or detailed maps, a bestiary, covering all the bosses and shit like that, the Chalice dungeons, all the different weapons and stuff like that. Again, also for the DLC, there's also some lore stuff, stuff for quest lines for the NPCs, armor, stuff. I think, was that the trophies? Oh yeah, has a dedicated trophy guide in there as well. Some lore stuff, and some artwork in the back. So, yeah, I had to get this. I think this is on sale as well. Like, they were doing a discount on the pre-orders for this, but had to grab this. Bloodborne was my favorite Souls game until Elden Ring came out. However, lately I've been itching to go back to Bloodborne because that game is fucking amazing. But also, lately Bloodborne has been climbing back. It has been kind of battling it out with Elden Ring as being my favorite Soulsborne game again. But yeah, had to get this. It is such a great guide. I don't need this because I've platinumed the game already, but maybe if I go back to Bloodborne, I'll use this guide instead of looking it up on the internet. So, and lastly, another heavy-ass book. Just this right here. The Persona 5 and 5 Royal official design works from Udon Books. It's the first book I actually got from Udon, now that I think about it, but yeah, thick as fuck art book as well. By the way, the Bloodborne guide is like 700 pages. As for this, this is like 500 pages. But yes, this is the original, from my understanding, this includes the original art book they released in like 2018. The one that was, I think, published by Dark Horse Comics. And then this one has, it's that art book from my understanding, plus this includes artwork from Royal as well. Ah yeah, there we go. So But yeah, very thick art book. I loved Persona 5. It was my favorite turn-based RPG for the longest time. um, but oh my god, all the artwork for this game, it looks so good. All the social links and the main villains and shit like that. It's such a great art book. So, yep, had to get this. Not cheap, by the way. It's an expensive art book, but well worth it. Had to grab this, and yeah, had to grab it because it's one of my favorite turn-based RPGs. So, and yeah, like I said, little hint, was my favorite turn-based RPG for a while. So, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I'll have more to say in my game game of the year video, which I plan on doing. But I will say it involves a game that came out this year that I talked about earlier in the video. So there you go. But anyways, so yeah, that is game collection update number 12. Let me know in the comment section below what games you guys picked up recently in the past month or two. Let me know about your guys' Black Friday pickups. Did you guys pick up any new games? Did you get any cool tech or what have you? Let me know. I'd love to know what games, what stuff you picked up on Black Friday. So, yeah, there you have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all next video. I'm CoffinSkate signing off, and have a great rest of your day.